This is the weather forecast video for Tuesday, July the 12th, 2011. Let's first take a look at the satellite image from last evening. You can see a complex of thunderstorms to the west of the state over Nebraska and South Dakota into Colorado, and another to the east of the state over Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. The one to our west will be moving through during the early morning hours with some redevelopment later. Here's the watch morning map. From around 1 in the morning, you can see some flash flood watches over the Rockies, some wind advisories over the Sierra and in Montana, and some flash flood warnings over Kentucky and Ohio with that one complex east of the state. Here's the severe weather outlook for today and tonight. A slight risk of severe weather extends from Casper and Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Denver, Colorado, eastward across southern Nebraska, northern Kansas, the southern part of Iowa, Missouri, and into the Ohio Valley, and into the mid-Atlantic states. The main threats will likely be from damaging wind, similar to yesterday. Here's the QPF chart. Precipitation over the next 5 days through Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. Most of this will be falling between now and Thursday, and some of this fell last night. So rainfall amounts of upwards of 2 to 3 inches over northwest Iowa. Here's the 0Z GFS Model Run. This is at 1 p.m. today. You can see a big trough over the Pacific Northwest digging in across the western United States with a heat ridge over the southeast. With that, you'll see some model show some showers and thunderstorms along a stalled boundary between the cooler Canadian air to the north and the heat and humidity to the south. As we move to Wednesday, you can see showers and thunderstorms. There will still be chances, but they'll be probably 20 to 30%, and the better chances will be over the south and southwestern counties. Thursday will likely be the last day of widespread rain. The chances of showers and thunderstorms will decrease here on after this point. Friday, there could be some isolated activity, otherwise it will begin to get hot, humid, and hazy once again, with highs closing in on 90 or above. Saturday, winds out of the south and southwest. Most of the rain is all to the north. We'll be under the hazy, hot, and humid conditions, and highs likely in the 90s, with heat indices well over 100. Sunday, same story. Hazy, hot, humid conditions. Temperatures likely in the 90s, with heat indices well over 100, approaching 110 in some locations. We move to Monday. The model wants to bring in maybe a shower or storm at that time as the heat begins to break down a little bit. Highs will be back into at least the mid to upper 80s to near 90. A week from today, next Tuesday, that 594 ridge is really beginning to build back again as it's bumping up northward. And with that, the moisture will be moving east of the state, so chances will begin to whittle away toward the early to middle of next week as the heat begins to rebuild once again. We move into Voodoo. Here's July the 23rd. A little 594 thing centered over the eastern part of the state, and with that, southwesterly winds, temperatures likely in the 90s, with fairly high heat and fairly high humidity and fairly high heat indices likely at that time. And at the end of the forecast period on July the 27th, main west-east flow over the U.S.-Canadian border with virtually nothing over the southern two-thirds of this country except some scattered showers and thunderstorms in a here and there fashion. So it'll be fairly hot, humid, and hazy over the next few weeks. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We'll have another one tomorrow.